And then everybody tell a little bird so that we can let everybody know that we're on here. And we've got people coming into the room, so let's make sure we acknowledge them when they come in. And okay, there's another Spider-Man thing.
I didn't do that one. I usually just do the dance.
Gotcha. The topic today, okay, the topic today is Periscope. Okay, so cool. All right, so I'm Sally Hendrick, and this is the Who's Riding Shotgun show. And if you know me, then you know what that means. I have a logo that's a car. It's me in a car. I wear these, where's my glasses? Oh, I don't know where they are. I wear these glasses on my profile picture, which you can see. I have an animated little thing of me in this car. And so I created this show called Who's Riding Shotgun. So basically, I will feature each of you and what you're doing in your business. And but we have a common topic to talk about as well. And today's topic is Periscope. You know, how are you using it? What do you find that you like about it? What do you not like about it? Next week is the Periscope Summit in New York City, which is going to be huge. It's sold out. I'm excited. I've got lots of friends that I get to meet for the first time, finally, in New York live, and we will be learning a lot at that summit, and I'm sure that Periscope will be blown up next week because of it. So anyway, I wanted to, go around the room, and Karen is the first person that actually got scheduled today because I've been trying to get with her for a few weeks. I started this show, 6 weeks ago or so, and Karen was one of the first to apply, but I wanted to find a subject that would work well for her, and once the Periscope thing popped up, it was like, you were the first person I thought about, because you and I both were on Vicky Fitch's
Perry Hawk. Yeah, Perry Hawk.
Yeah. So Karen, tell us about you and your business and what's going on with you.
Okay, so I'm a coach / mentor, and I help people, either startup or if you're stuck with budgeting issues and overwhelm. That's where my focus at, because lots of us start a business and sometimes we just get stuck for money issues, but we don't want to talk about it. So all sorts of different things comes up, but really it's the money blockage. It's not having enough, or never even sitting down to think how much it's going to cost to start the business. So I usually like to help people in that area. So that's what I do. I have a course coming out, Budget to Breakthrough. And I'm going to do it in a series form because it was just too much information, the testers that I do. So I just got into it and started writing like crazy. So it was way too much. So I had to break it up. Yeah. And also I'm going to be having this 8-week program too. So it's a combination. The course could be bought separately, but I also was going to have that because I find that people also needed to sit down and talk to me for their own personal budget and to get things streamlined. So yes, that's where I'm at.
So how are you finding your potential clients? What's going on with that?
The truth is I didn't have any lead page or anything set up, and I was hesitant because I wasn't able to do a site immediately, but I'm in like face-to-face network groups. And what had happened is people in my group wanted it and wanted to use it, this insurance guy, so that he can offer it to his clients. And then a realtor wanted to offer it to her clients. And so I've been getting those lined up before I get to put it online, which is really where I want it to be. Yeah. But, sometimes you go with what's happening. So.
Yeah. And it's really hard to know what to do first.
Yes.
And people will say, oh, just get started and just do this or whatever. But that also, sometimes that makes people uncomfortable. So you kind of have to go the way that works for you.
Exactly.
And, if you're not ready to stick yourself out there, and because when you do, you're wide open for all sorts of criticism, which is good, but you don't want it to knock you back either. You want to be able to push through. So it depends on, how you are and how you can push through these things.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's been good getting to know you in these groups. You've been in a lot of groups that I've been in. So, so I know who you are. And of course, I know what you do.
Yes.
Now, how are you using Periscope to help you out with that?
Well, that was the biggest thing because I thought, how would I teach people to do budgeting on Periscope? So I started talking about the things that really I love. You know, I do love to talk about money, money blocks, happiness, overwhelm. So I just made a list of things that I like to talk about and things that I think was helpful for people, and in groups where people are asking questions about. And so that's what I've been talking about. Actually, it's only like 2 days ago on somebody else's Periscope, and that I did really tell people about what I have to offer, because I didn't really start offering anything. And I'm realizing, and next week I had come off of Periscope, to be honest, for a couple of days, just trying to change my message, you know, get things how I really want it to be and be comfortable when I'm sharing. So I'm going to start back again next week on Periscope on a daily, at least twice a day. That's what I want to do.
Wow, that's impressive. I only typically get on there when I just have a moment. And I have to make sure I've already put on my makeup for the day or whatever. My hair is shorter. It looks really crazy in the mornings. It's kind of like the joke in the mornings. Around here. I have 3 daughters, and they're just like, "Oh, nice hair, nice hair." So, anyway, so what about you, Sean? I've met you in the past, and I think it was Freedom Hackers was when we first met. Is that right, or was it somewhere else?
It most likely was Freedom Hackers, and I think it was because you were kicking off your group and you were looking for first round draft picks, basically.
Yes, I was.
And so I joined and rode along, and then got busy and neglected it. Just
you
like
were the
I've been
neglected. You were the most important.
I always feel like the lame brain in the group, you know, because people invite me along, and it's like they say you're the most active, and I said, really? Okay, come on, people, let's get busy, because if I'm the most active, that's sad.
You may not have done my steps that I gave, but you encouraged and liked and commented, and you know, so that was good. So, however, you've been doing a lot of things. I got invited to a webinar that you did with somebody this summer. What was that? It was about a webinar on webinars?
Exactly. It was a webinar on webinars, because in some circles I'm known as the webinar superhero.
Gotcha.
Making the tech of webinar look like child's play is my tagline. So that was one phase of the tech side of my business, which was something that I kind of denied for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's where I have a serious gift. You could literally throw any system at me, any system, any app, anything, and tomorrow I could come back and teach you how to use it.
So I've got a question. What's your favorite hookup on webinars?
My favorite hookup, I recommend Easy Webinar if you can, make that investment, because it is, in my experience, it's been the best. It's the most stable. Of course, it's still has problems. Everything does. They're based on Google Hangouts, and Google changes their APIs and everything else. So, for webinars, yeah, I like Easy Webinar. Although I did discover a new one that I'm investigating to see if it's worth recommending, because it is a free platform. It's got some really nice, it's got some really nice features. I'm actually getting ready to do a live paid webinar workshop on actually setting up a webinar on your own site and doing all the steps that you need to on the tech side to do your own webinar without having to invest in Easy Webinar or any other platform.
That's good. Now, can I ask you, what would you use? Do you use like a YouTube live event with Google Hangouts, or would you do a Zoom, which would be limited if you don't have a paid account?
Yeah, for that, I will do the Zoom, because what I want to do is I want to do the training, but actually have people to live ask questions and get that actual dialogue like we do here on Blab.
I like Zoom.
So
they can ask questions, and I don't have to deal with that. I say something and that inherent delay with using Hangouts. Somebody types something in the chat box and, you catch it 3 minutes later, or you catch it right away, but they don't get the answer for like 3 minutes or a minute.
Right.
Depending on internet
That's
connections.
True. That is annoying when you do that. I use kind of a combination of lead pages with YouTube and Google Hangouts when I do webinars. The first couple of times it would be like, did I do everything right? You know, because there's so many pieces to it. And then I would be like, oh man, if I need my iPad here so I can keep it off to the side. Do you ever talk to people on Periscope about all of that?
I have. I've done some Ask Me Anythings, and then I've done a lot of mindset, because that's the other side of my business, which originally were two separate pieces. Like I was operating the tech side on one part and then the mindset coaching, success coaching on another side. But I've actually came to the point where I'm merging them together, because my pretext is your mind is the most important system in your business.
True.
And it is a system. You can program it. You can change the programming if there's faulty programming.
Yep.
And all the fancy lead pages and websites and webinars, if you don't have that mindset right, you're spinning your wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can
so now I've merged them together. Yeah, you can spin them pretty hard and pretty long. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and on Periscope, I will be honest, since Blab has come around, because I'm an extrovert and I enjoy dialogues, and so I've seriously neglected my Periscope. And the other thing is being in Antigua, Guatemala, my internet sometimes I can't even watch Periscopes. Like it'll keep dropping out. So it's been a little more challenging.
Yeah, that's true.
But I love the platform, and I love the connections I've made. I mean, I went from starting out on Periscope, and 3 weeks later I had over 500 followers. So that blew me away.
Now, have you had those people though convert over to get on your list and to come into your groups or whatever you're doing with your business?
Yes, I haven't converted them onto my list, but I am connecting with them on Twitter and, outside of Periscope. So it's not just like they're watching my Periscopes and then going on their merry way. So I'm building relationships and connected with them and working on some collaboration with a couple of them too.
Everybody, I'd like you to put, you can't hear me. Rick can't hear me. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. I hear you.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So Rick says he can't hear me. So I don't know why.
And Krista says she can hear you. So
I'm going to tell you guys, my website is gosallygo.com, which I run an online tools forum, if you will, where we troubleshoot and talk about social media strategy and what online tools we like to use. And that's the whole platform of this show, is that we're going to talk about your business and what you do with these various tools. And then I teach on how to use those tools. So I do something similar to you, Sean, in that you're teaching the technical aspects of how to do the webinars, so on and so forth. And I'm doing a similar thing, but I haven't gotten to where I'm teaching Go Salt Go. No, it's Go. There's dashes in it. There's dashes in my website. So anyway, sorry, Rick, about that. But I want all of you, Karen and Sean, if anybody wants to get in touch with you and get on your list to get, some information, please put your information off to the side in the chat box so you can send them there. And then Tiffany, you're doing a 21-day detox, and you're periscoping about it every day. Is this a specific product or something that you're involved with, or is this just something you're doing to say, hey, I'm doing this for myself?
Well, I'm not actually periscoping about the detox. It's just part of my personal self-care.
Okay.
And getting myself aligned, and because I had a lot of transition recently within my personal business design, where I was actually going. At the beginning of the year, I used to coach everybody. men and women, and I actually used to prefer men because men are kind of simple to work with. They're very easy. And they,
straightforward.
Yeah, like you could cuss a guy out and then go have a beer in like a half an hour, and it's good. Like everything's done.
No wonder I'm still married.
Right? Like, it's true. Like, you work with guys and they're like, okay, and then you keep on moving. But I mean, I don't know anybody's beliefs in this, and I'm really not a religious person, but I'm very spiritual. And so I was being led to really focus on women. And so my transition turned that way. And then I had to figure out, because I was doing branding and image management, but my main thing is mindset transformation and mindset mastery. And so I was kind of using the model of show them what they want so you can give them what they need. Because everybody wants to look good on the outside, but it's really the inside that needs work. And we always end up getting to what's going on the inside.
Yeah.
In order for the outside to flourish. And so that was going okay. But then it just got really, I was torn between, do I do business or do I really just cut this down and go for this inner message? And I had to go, I had like we call it a coming to Jesus moment where it was like, okay, not with the branding, not because I'm not good at it, not because it's not a huge part of what I'll always end up teaching and working with people, but it's not my lead in. And so I'm still kind of getting my land legs around that, because everybody right now is leading with business. And that's easy for me to do, but that's not what I want to do. And that's not really where I'm going. So just so you know, I work with women. I teach the art of womanhood, and really mine is about getting women realigned with our divine femininity so that we can, in effect, increase our influence, because we're the most influential beings on the planet, but increase our influence to change our families, to change our communities, and ultimately change the world, because there's a whole lot of imbalance going on. So I don't want to, talk extra long, but that's basically where I'm at now. So that meant I had like a whole website with business stuff on it, and like I just had to scrap it and start over. So right now I don't have a website up, but I have like a private Facebook group. And so my 21 days is really a promise and a commitment to consistency, because I'm the producer type. I love to be behind the scenes, like going, go, 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 go. This is what you do. Like I know all of the texts and all of the stuff, and I'm not afraid to be in the front. I'm very comfortable in front of the camera, but that's just not my stick. Like I'm like, yeah, you go do it. But So, but that doesn't work anymore. I need to be out front. So yesterday I periscoped about identity theft. Oh. And what it was really about how to be an authentic you. And I broke down identity theft is, we live in a world where everybody is striving to be an individual, but they're trying to be an individual replica of somebody else. So that would basically be, if I'm trying to be Sally, then I'm trying to steal your identity. Or on the other side of that is, so many of us are having our identity stolen because we're doing things based on what other people believe we should do, what society believes we should do. And so that's what I scoped about yesterday. So today, I don't know, I'll scope out. I got a list of stuff here, and I just kind of go with what hits me in the spirit. So I have to get better at that too, like the planning out and scheduling out. But that's me. And for Periscope, even though I've been on there a couple of times and I've done some courses, like some live classes and trainings with a partner on there, I haven't had trouble getting followers, which I love. And they kind of follow you around wherever you go, which is what I like. I like it. Like, hi. Like I was on somebody else's scope yesterday when I thought was totally unrelated, and then I made a comment, and all of a sudden, like 2 people that follow me and something else. Hi, Tiffany. I'm like, okay, this is really cool. Like I got fans.
Well, it's fun. I mean, you feel like, okay, I go and I open up this party and I invite all these people in, and you wonder, are you going to come back? Are you going to be my friend or not? And when they come back, it does feel good. It gives you
it does.
So, I mean, it's a good feeling, even whether they come over and join your group or sign up for your list or do your business, become a client. That's not really the whole point of everything, but we do want people to come in and work with us, but we also have to understand that not everybody meshes. And when you're talking about identity theft, which I think is a very good thing, at first I thought you meant like true identity theft, like that you get insurance for and you have to be careful with credit cards.
It was the catchy title.
Catchy title,
what they want,
so true. And you do have to be careful out there when you go and you create programs. You don't have to worry too terribly much, because if you're pulling it from the heart and you're doing it from a place of real experience out there rather than copying someone, then you're going to be different. I do a lot of online tool teaching, and I've been in a class all year that does a similar thing, but my shtick on it is very different. I have a statistics background, and I like to get into the analytics of everything. And so I really like to read the charts and tell you what's happening and write a story about it or tell you a story about it. And so even though I might be teaching a similar thing, okay, I'm muting her. Even though I might be teaching a similar concept in an online tool, I'm taking it a different step. I'm going a different direction with it. Are you good?
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, Sally.
It's okay.
I forgot to plug out the phone.
That's even what I kind of spoke to yesterday on my scope, was that there's an authenticity, there's who we are, there's what we come from, but being in alignment with our core values. Like a lot of us forget the best and quickest way to ground who we are is have our core values and know what those are. Like, what is it that no matter what you're doing, if you're baking cookies or if you're running a Fortune 500 company, what will people know you for? Mm-hmm. And so, and you have to stay true to that. If it looks good to you, but it doesn't feel good to you, then it's not right for you.
Yes, exactly. I think that's why it took so long to really, sorry to cut you, took so long to really get my stuff set up and stuff, because I know from my heart, everything that I give is what I've experienced. So you'll be getting something that happened. It's not because I just pull it out of a hat. But what people wanted that way, I think I've been wrestling with that for a long time. I had to just come to terms with it and start talking about it. And then I get so much good response. I'm like, okay, what was hiding from me? Because people complain about people talking about how much money they make. And also there's the other set of people who don't make any money from what they're doing, and they're silent also about it because they're nervous how to make money, what to do, how to get things off the ground. And if they have a little bit of money, they don't want to invest it, not sure how they're going to make it back. I think that's also scary for people.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when you budget and you can see the money in your eyes, like the first time I thought budgeting, and this was just a friend I was helping out, and start realizing how it's needed. It's because lots of people get paid, and she was in a job situation. We both worked at a time. And at the end of the month, she had no money. She is struggling, and we were both making good money. Mm-hmm. And I said to her, how could you not have? We both had the same salary. And I realized, they were eating steak every day. And if she was making it, they were going out and buy it, and coffee and all the other stuff. And because she lived with her mom for years, and this was a new place that she moved into, then she started realizing how expensive it was, and she couldn't cope. And she wanted to buy a house too. So once we put all the numbers down, once she realized that, you don't have to take away everything, but prioritize. Get all your money in front of you and see where it's going. She started realizing she was spending money that she never really accounted for. She never realized it went out. Everything was automatic withdrawal, but she wasn't aware of a lot of fees and stuff. So
Right.
I think so. Lots of times people really can afford what they need to get to start their business, but they're not putting it down and really saying, you know, I need so many pens, but not 12 pens, maybe just two pens, or I don't need to buy all this staple. I mean, it sounds like simple things, but it do add up, right? It do
Yeah,
add up
well,
too.
and you can easily get lured by just somebody who you maybe trust out there in the online world who says, oh, I love this program. This is what I use. And so then you're like, oh, well, I'm going to go use that too. But then you turn around and it's like, well, I'm already paying for this. And I haven't even learned how to use it yet.
Yes, that's the next thing.
I haven't learned how to maximize it yet. And you've got to learn how to maximize what you've already got in your control.
Yeah, I think that's what I did. I actually shut down. That's why I'm like coming back to social media and stuff. I think social media is a necessary evil, but it's not my favorite thing. Like I really live my life outside of social media. So it's always a struggle for me to get on. And when I see how much people are on Periscope or how much people are on Facebook, I'm like, God, do you do anything else but that? And I understand, and it's not a judgment, but it's like, wow, that's a lot of time with people, you know, and it is building a business in a lot of ways. But then I also see a lot of where it becomes almost like a fish pond where everybody's like, look at me. Did you see me? Did you recognize me? Did you see me? Did you recognize me? And I'm like, I really need things to work and function in a real time kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So, you know, coming on here is after I actually did a long time of shutdown. Like I stopped taking classes. I wouldn't listen to one more webinar. I wouldn't sign up for one more email list. And I said, there's 4 people I'm following this year. That's it. That's all. Some of those people may get kicked off the list, but that's it. And so, you know, that has kept me, because it becomes an overload. And I think a lot of people don't understand is that our brains really aren't wired to take all of that. And if we just keep taking in and don't take action, then basically we're just perpetual students stuck in the space of learning, but not growing and doing. Like I made a post a couple weeks ago that, you know, don't get so caught up in the teacher that you lose the lessons of the teaching. Like you know, I can't. I love Oprah, but I can't watch her every day. Like I have stuff to do. Oprah's already made her billions. I need to get my shit moving.
Back to the Periscope topic. If you have your notifications on, you can't even make a phone call because it's just like, you know, constant. Somebody's on Periscope. Somebody's on Periscope. You're like, oh, okay. I feel like I need to watch that person. Oh, let me watch. And then you're just like, oh my goodness, how in the world did I get in this
cycle of crazy?
It's easy. And you know, there's a common thread that I heard weaving through all 3 of what you ladies were sharing, which were all excellent shares, is awareness. Is we need to be aware. Whether it's Tiffany talking about your values, you need to be aware of your values and what are your core of who you are, and stop worrying about everybody shooting all over you.
I love that.
Don't pay attention to
all over yourself.
Stop shooting on yourself. Stop stop getting caught up. Everybody else is shouldn't. It's just drive you crazy. You know, stop spending like you think everybody. You know, you're living the finer life that you really can't afford.
That's another.
Or, you know, with the technology, be aware. You know, Sally, I turned my notifications off. I turned off every notification on my mobile devices. If I want to go watch Periscope, I have a time that I sit down. I say, okay, if somebody's on that I want to watch, I'll watch it. But it's on my terms, not because that Pavlovian response. Because I was bad. You know, the thing would go, bleep, bleep. Ooh, I got to go check it out.
Oh,
it might be something important that I can't miss. And so I turned it off and said, you know what? I'll watch Blab when I'm ready to watch it. I'll jump on Periscope when I'm ready. I'll check my email when I'm ready. I'll check Facebook when I'm ready. Yeah. Because Tiffany was saying, you know, it can suck you in, and it is a powerful tool to build our relationships and make new connections in our business,
Yes.
and do the market research, but it can be used for evil or good.
Yes. It's like everything.
It can be a huge time suck. Can be a huge time suck, or it can be used as a valuable tool.
Yeah.
And I've grown most of my business through social media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a list, but I'm actually in the process of really upping my email game. I've been
I definitely need to get on that.
Yeah.
Hardcore, you know, studying, like Tiffany said, not everybody's, but the people that are doing it, and they're doing it good, doing it well, and they're doing it consistency.
Right.
And part of that is looking, instead of just looking at the email, I'm looking at all my emails with a critical eye. When somebody sends me something, you know, I'm looking at it. Is this just a blatant sales pitch? Which a lot of them are, you know. It's like, oh, don't forget, you only have 48 hours and my program expires. And it's like, okay, when do I get some value?
Bully emails, they're hijacking your inbox, and you're like, wait a minute, is there a gun in here? Like, what are you talking about?
Let me ask you guys a question. Do anybody answer those emails back?
You know, as far as like
I do. There's emails that come to me.
I have one that I do.
Yeah, I do. Because then that's when you get to see the ones that just I answer them back and there's nothing, then they're gone. But there's people.
Yeah, and as I'm following up on my planning for my, you know, to really take my email game, because that social media is great, but Facebook changes their algorithm all the time, and you know, things come and they go, and there's no guarantee that I might not violate somebody's terms and they say, you're out of here. But my list is mine. And I even worked with a lady who MailChimp locked her out. They said, you can't send any emails.
What?
And I looked at the email. She sent one email. And I looked at the email, and I, believe it or not, I sat and read MailChimp's terms of service to the letter. And I'm like, I can't figure out why they booted you. Because she wasn't selling anything. She was promoting a charitable thing that she stood nothing to gain from. And they booted her. But even in that case, she still had the list. She could export it and bring it somewhere else. Or worst case,
goodbye MailChimp at that point. Of course, I teach MailChimp, so don't tell me that.
I need to talk to you, Sally. And then, I mean, just for me, I have like 3 or 4. I might have 5 emails. And one email is the email that I use to sign up for everything. Like anything I sign up for. Like if there's a download, if there's a course, if there's a class, I only use that email address.
Right.
And it's probably got like 10,000 emails in it because I don't do anything with it. It's like there's either a download that I wanted. There's a very few that I want to keep, and then those I'll really integrate with. But it's just so much stuff. You really have to be choosy.
And here's some tricks that I can, on receiving emails, and this is outside of MailChimp. There are sites where you can get a disposable email. So you literally say,
really?
And when I say disposable, it literally, you use it to sign up, and then you click the link and you can go get your download link, and that's it. You're done. And what it is, it's literally on the fly. You go to this site and you say, I'm bored today at this site.com.
Wow.
And then you can go to the site after you signed up for the list and get your download. You'll see every other time that somebody used the same email, and you'll see all the junk that they got, but it keeps the junk. Because I did the same thing, Tiffany. I had one address that is like, I have my private personal address, which is for family and closest friends. I have my business address, which has got, you know, tied to my domain. And then I just have that mail that, you know, I don't care if somebody fishes it. I don't care if it gets on a spam list because the spam filter is pretty good, so it doesn't really bother me.
Right.
And but that's how I do it. But
all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's challenging to keep up on one mailbox, you know, because I look at some of them, and especially that junk collector, you know, it's several hundred a day that come in.
Yeah.
So that's one trick is disposable addresses. They're throwaway. Literally, you use it, you get your thing, and you're done.
Can we get that site? Is that okay with you, Sally, if he gives us that site?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a free call over here. And tell, again, I want you guys to know that, this show that I'm doing is really just so we can have a really good, meaningful discussion. I love how we've moved into the subject of the email part of it, email marketing. We've talked about identity, and we've talked about, really truly being yourself, and then finding your way, and how everybody goes through these different phases. Like Karen, I was going to mention before, how you said you haven't really put everything out there. You're just out there playing with all of these tools right now, and you're out there figuring out what you want to teach. You've put this course together, you've chopped it up, and you've brought it back, edited it back down, and so on and so forth. And so, you haven't really thrown it out there to the world yet. No. Because I know that you have been hesitant in that area, but I'm totally opposite. For some reason, I kind of just jump out there and I'm like, oh, I hope I put my pants on today. I have one of those. I don't know why.
In the physical world?
Sally, do you operate on the
for some reason in the online world? No, I don't know what it is.
Yes.
It sounds like Sally operates on the entrepreneurial principle: jump and build the plane on the way down.
Yeah, I've been built. Yeah, I've crashed a couple times.
You must.
But you're still standing, so. What's the old saying? Any landing you can walk away from is a good one.
If you're working to build your list, Marissa's in here, and she said, my thought on this, if I'm working to build my list and someone is using a throwaway email, I'm giving my content away and getting 0 conversions. I wouldn't want someone to do that to me, so why would I do that to them? I can understand that. Yeah, and you never do know when you might get some value out of somebody. You might be giving yourself a disservice by doing that, because it might be somebody you really do need to connect with to further you along. And there's always the unsubscribe button, right?
Yeah. True.
But Karen, what were you going to say? You were saying something and I couldn't hear.
Oh, I was talking about, I said, I'm just like you, but just in person. When you get me in person, like I'm a blabber, I chat, I'm a talker. But for some reason, the online world, I was just hesitant to put myself out there. And I couldn't even explain why, because this is not my first business. And everything else I did was in person. So maybe it's because I'm coming from that platform. I don't know if that's what it is. And all my businesses I've built from no money or from scratch with little or nothing, and build them into what they turn out to be. But the online world, for some reason, I've been hesitant to put my course out there. And I didn't want to say I was waiting for validation, but I was in a sense, because as soon as, 2 people said they're want to buy my course, and they didn't even see it, I just heard me talking. And yet again, it was from the outside world, so I guess that's what it was. I put out a lot of feelers, and I didn't notice anybody, respond back in terms of need and stuff like that. And because I'm going totally blind eye, I was thinking, well, most things that people are looking for is social media. The most things people need is how to build out something. The most things that people want is how to start something, and they don't need stuff like this. I think that's what, to answer your question, Sally, that's why I probably haven't jumped in, even though I bought Zippy course, right? Hadn't done anything with it.
But they do. People need what you're talking about. They need it. They need something. If you've got something that you need to share with people, there's people out there that need what you've got.
Yes.
Yep. The audience, there's an audience out there waiting to hear from you.
Yeah.
And that becomes our job as an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. If we have something and we're second guessing, maybe that it's not useful, but we know it is useful because we've talked to people that found it useful. We've seen the usefulness. So our job becomes to educate people the value of what our program is, or what.
Yeah.
And kind of work within that.
Mm-hmm. And then on Periscope, to turn things back down to Periscope, when I had one of my scopes, one or two of them, there, and I was talking, but nobody was giving me hearts or saying anything. And I thought, maybe I'm talking to myself. And then on Twitter, this lady she wrote everything down. She was just taking notes. And then she put it up on Twitter and said, I've been taking notes.
Aww.
Listen to you when you're not thinking they're listening to you.
Karen, can I address that with you?
Sure.
The thing, like I used to I had a YouTube channel and I used to do some videos. One of my biggest things is all of my content is really from classes I took and out of my head. And I'm a very moment by moment inspirational kind of person where I'll get a flash of inspiration and it'll be a subject and I can expand on it. And I was doing a YouTube channel and then I stopped because I wasn't getting a lot of interaction. But after I stopped, I started getting notes from people. Why'd you stop? I was listening to you. Like, you were so inspirational. Everything was so good. So the thing that I understand is that people will watch, but they're not always in a position to comment. And I'm actually kind of going through that right now because I have a private Facebook group. And I do the private Facebook group. It was more of a commitment to consistency than anything else for me. And because it's a struggle, like it was a struggle to go on a Facebook and interact every day. And I put some stuff in there and I know it's good content, like, cause it's like, I can't do anything that's not about substance. And one of my friends had to tell me, she was like, the things that you put up are very substantive. They're not shallow Facebook posts. So a lot of times people will see it and they'll like it, but they can't comment on it right away because they're in their car, they're on their phone, they're doing something. So people are paying attention and you never know who's watching. And so you just have to do it and know that it's, you know, somebody might be watching that has never, ever said anything. And all of a sudden you may get a call and they're like, Karen, I've been watching you for a year and I see this and I want to invest in you. Like, it's strange, but that's the way it works. So it's like and then I listened to a really great Periscope from one of my friends this morning. Show up, even if you don't have anything planned. Like, just show up. You got to keep showing up. So 21 days. And then I'm hoping has anybody seen a Periscope from South Africa? I don't know if I can. I mean, I'll be there live on the ground doing some stuff, and I'll be visiting some hospice centers and things while I'm there. But I don't know. I don't know if I can Periscope. Hopefully, I can Periscope from there. But you know,
I saw one from Trinidad, and I saw one from
Trinidad, my favorite country.
And somewhere else. I was surprised. So yeah.
Hey guys, let's
Hi,
welcome
Marissa.
Hi, Marissa.
I love your background. That is so gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I am like such a geek about everything matching. I am that OCD. Okay?
Girl, come to my house.
I totally am. So I completely redesigned my office to go with my brand colors.
Okay, get this.
You gotta put yourself in an environment to be successful, right?
That is absolutely gorgeous. There like that's do you Thank film you. Over there? Is that where you film? I like your bike. I like your bike, Sally.
Yes, this is totally where I film and do everything that I do. So yeah.
I loved your Canva class intro video with you and that other girl, the redheaded girl, and you had that back and forth lingo going. You were so hilarious. And I was just like, and you're right, in the perfect Canva room.
Yes.
I've met Marissa in all these different groups online, and she posted about a Canva challenge, and that's going right now. I know you got like over 100 people in there, which is crazy.
Crazy. I opened it up, and next thing I know, there's this massive movement of people joining. We ended up with like 137 people, and a few of them dropped off, which I expected, but I'm going to go ahead and run a do-over this next week because so many people either had stuff going on and they didn't realize how involved. The Canva challenge, guys, you go from thought to design in 7 days and you leave with 30 days worth of content. Like, it is that insane.
So Where can you find it? Where is it?
It's I'll stick the link.
Type it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll stick the link in.
I haven't done anything, I'm going to admit. But I've been so busy. And I'm going to work.
Well, I tell you what, you get another chance because on the 20th, I'm running it again.
I'll be at Periscope week. I won't be doing Canva.
Well, I might have to just, pull you in at another time and get you on there.
Well, but we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk later because I know that your Simon Says thing. I really like all your design work and it looks really great. I know there are people that need your, what you know how to do. So I'm really excited about that. I've got to figure out how to do a few things on Canva. I'm going to tweet this out, by the way, because I don't know if you guys realize, but when you do Tell a Little Bird and there's a new person on the panel, it puts their Twitter, symbol in there too.
Good to know.
Have to make
good to know. I'll do that right now.
I'm a total. This is the very first Blab I have ever been on. I am such a newbie with this because I've been. Well, for those of you that don't know, I just finished up my PhD program in June. So woohoo!
Congrats!
Congratulations.
So I've been just a tad bit busy, but since then, I have been building my own business, getting my website up and getting all of my programs pulled together and things like that. So I've been completely overwhelmed. And I've done a couple of Periscopes, as Sally was mentioning earlier. I've done a couple of those, and I love Periscope. But I'm telling you what, I'm liking this even better. And it seems to be much more. It's a more solid platform. Everybody says, oh, it's like Google Hangouts. I tried to use Google Hangouts for a research project, and it just didn't work.
Oh,
and
this is 1,000 times better.
Isn't it? So I'm like, okay, I need to get on Blab. So I was so excited when you said, come on and join. And my heart jumped up in my throat, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've never done this before. Watch me totally get on here and mess it up.
No.
Who is is it Chaotic Fat? You've got Chaotic Fat on there. I'm just saying in the audience. We've got Superfan World. You need to type over here what you do.
Oh, my website is not showing, they're saying. So let me give you the actual link to the page that you need to go to. This is another thing. I've been redesigning my website.
Yeah, that's what your website says.
Oh, it says coming soon. Yeah.
I'll fix it.
Lisa's in the audience. Lisa is a pastor from Harlem who I've met recently.
Hi, Lisa.
I can't believe that I'm going to New York. I'm going to be at an event in Harlem, and she's leaving town to go on vacation. Hello, how dare you?
Try that link and tell me if it works, if somebody wouldn't mind clicking on it.
Yes, it says, welcome to the Canva Toolbox 7-Day Challenge.
Yay! All right, all the systems, right?
Yeah, get on that because I can't believe what all they're doing in there. Whew.
Yeah, it has been so much fun and so crazy, and people start with just ideas, and I believe in using technology to work smarter, not harder.
And Marissa, I don't have a disposable email, and I will make sure that I check yours.
Thank you. But I literally show you how to set up your own toolbox so that because I design in batches, like I don't have time to jump on every time I need something.
Which is the best thing. Oh man.
Yes.
So I did, and everything I do is like super efficient because ain't nobody got time for that. So I put the challenge together in such a way that you have a toolbox before you even begin designing, and then you design 30 days worth of content. So it's fast and furious and crazy, but when you leave, you're like, wow, look at what I just accomplished. So
are you going to put that in a course that you sell?
Yes. So it actually, if you want more in-depth, there is a 30-day masterclass coming out in October, and it'll be a slower pace, and you'll get way more of me than you want.
But you're
like, Marisa, stop.
How are you delivering it though? How are you?
I'm doing the same platform because in order for you to be able to learn something like this, you need to engage with other people. Okay. And instead of trying to set up a membership site where everybody logs in and blah, 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 it's so much easier to work in a Facebook group because we can all share images right there. We can all share comments right there. And everybody can jump in there and engage and learn together. And I learned about doing Facebook courses from, what is her name? Jaffe. Sally, you probably know who I'm talking about. Anyway, she runs a course to show you how to build a Facebook group. Okay. And she does it in a Facebook group. And I thought, well,
that's what I'm going to ask if it's on Facebook.
Yeah, wow. let me find her real quick. Yeah. Georgiana Jaffe, I think is her name. Anyway, I was like, well, this is the perfect platform to learn something like this where you're getting in and you're designing, because that's been my challenge all along is how am I going to get students to engage and interact with each other? Because I'm in there and I'm going to comment on everything you do, and I'm not being mean, but I'm going to critique it, and I'm going to tell you if you do this or if you do that, it's going to make a much better product in the end, because that's why you're there. You're there to learn that. You're not there for me to just say, woohoo, great job, you know. So so for me, it was I need a place where everybody can engage, and the Facebook group was the perfect platform.
So what do you do, though, if you've got somebody who is more of a DIY kind of person and they want to just say, hey, just show me how to do the top 10 awesome things, you know, and only charge a smaller amount, say, here you go, here's a course, it's not monitored, you know, okay, I'm going to tell you that that's me. And I'll tell you why. I run 3 Facebook groups. So for me to be active in another Facebook group, I think I'm going to pull all my hair out.
Right. I totally get that. And it depends on the content, right? If you're trying to teach somebody how to design something, it's much more hands-on. If you're trying to just give them tips and tricks of things they can do, or maybe a video to watch how you do something to learn how to do it, that's a totally different ball game. Yeah. But for this course, I really wanted people to start figuring out how to brand themselves using their own thoughts and ideas and designs. And everybody's an expert in their own field. The only thing that they have trouble figuring out is how do I get the expertise out of my head into something that somebody else can pick up the ball and run with it. And I've been doing this for well over 12 years. And I've worked with universities across the U.S. and I've worked with individuals and solopreneurs and small businesses, and it's always the same thing. They know what they want. They can't figure out how to create it or how to get it out of their head and into something that somebody else could use. And so for this Canva workshop, I thought, well, this is a perfect opportunity for me to be in there engaging. And I'm always, I mean, between my phone and my iPad and my computer, I'm always a click away. Like literally, if you're posting something, something's going to ping me and say, hey, Sally just posted a new image, go check it out, you know. So yeah.
Well, I like it, and I love that video. I have to say, I come back to that little banter that you two had together.
We had so much fun with that. It was crazy.
When you get into a class and somebody can make you laugh, that's a good thing.
Exactly. And I'm totally all about that. This is all about having fun, low stress. I am not the person you're going to come into a course with me and get all stressed out because you can't figure it out. I do not believe that there's any such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid questions out there are the ones that go unasked, right? Because you're not the only one that has that question. Don't even put yourself up like that. You know?
I'm the one that asked the question in BTBY, you know, hey, what is a mastermind? Because I hear all this mastermind.
Yeah.
A mastermind is a group of people that come together and they're working toward common goals. So I have a couple of masterminds that I'm involved in where I meet with other business women who are also working to scale up their businesses. I'm moving away from the one-on-one model into the I want to work with hundreds and thousands of entrepreneurs model. And so we do a mastermind on scaling your business up, and we Periscope about it, and we get together and we just have conversations about things that we're dealing with, or we share resources or ideas or work together, similar to what you and I are talking about, Sally, right? We're going to get together and do some stuff on some courses. Yes. That could easily become a mastermind if we continue to move forward. So mastermind is simply get those type A personalities, those people that are on it, pull them into your circle and make stuff happen.
I already know who my mastermind is. I already know.
There you go.
I've been gathering those people over the last months, and I've got all these little projects started, and we just got to get it together where we're all promoting each other, helping each other, getting our stuff out there, getting it finished. Do you know how many times I have perfected something before I get it out there? Like right now, today, I've been working on, or yesterday and today, I did my video and my sales page and my thank you page. And then I asked some questions and I got suggestions and I had to start over on some of the pathway. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And then I've got to do this webinar and then this talk show. But here's the thing about my talk show, is that this is how I end my week, because I always love talking with people and feeling inspired going into the weekend. And so when I do get done with this here in just a couple of minutes, because I'm really hungry, I am going to, it's going to give me that pep in my step that I need to get through the weekend.
Yep.
And
so this acts as a mastermind for you, right? Because it gives you that, it's kind of like an accountability kind of thing too, right? I've got an accountability partner, and every single Thursday she shows up, 9:30 in the morning. She is sitting in my office and pushing me to get stuff done. And
the redheaded girl?
Awesome. Yeah,
What's her name?
Megan. Yeah.
Megan?
Yeah, she's a website design specialist, and it's really, really cool to have somebody that's also kind of a techie person, and, we knock stuff out, and it makes a huge difference to kind of have that. But guys, I have got to go. I am actually supposed to be on another blab, so thank you for this intro.
No problem.
Yes, thanks for coming on.
I will join you again soon.
Okay.
It was wonderful seeing
We'll
you guys.
when I get back from New York.
Sounds great.
See
Bye.
ya.
All right, bye. Yes.
All right, ladies, I'm ready to eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go too. I had French fries and eggs for breakfast.
Oh, I don't even know. I ate black-eyed peas.
I can't eat meat. I can't eat dairy, and there's no sugar involved in my life for the next 21 days. So cuts out a lot of stuff, but I'm getting.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
I'm getting clarity. It's actually not. I mean, I'm focused on it. So, I may be reaching out to you guys soon, because I actually want to do a couple of blabs next week, actually regarding feminine influence. So. If you guys are up to it, I may be hitting your inbox. I sent you a friend request. You're already my friend, I think, Karen, but I'm gonna make sure not on Facebook. And
because we meet up when Vicky had her blog. I think I saw you talking.
Yes. I'm always popping in on Vicky's stuff. Vicky knows I'm like that runner. Yeah. I can't be in the group all the time.
Yeah. I'm in that group too. So. Yes, but of course, I meet you. I want to have one next week, so hopefully that you guys will pop into. So
cool, Karen. Where are you? Where are you?
I'm in Toronto, Canada. So Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, you, Sally?
Nashville.
Okay, I'm in Cali. So
where?
Cali, California.
Oh, which part?
Long Beach.
Oh,
nice and warm.
I almost moved there 20 years ago.
Sun still shining.
Yes.
Nice. You see, I got on a t-shirt, so it's on the East Coast.
Hey, check out the sun here. It's beautiful here today.
Yes, I like your office setup or your.
Well, this is our living room.
I love it. Well, that's
nice.
This is my living room office.
Yeah,
my office. And it's at my husband's studio where they make.
Which is so gorgeous. He makes such nice furniture. Oh my God.
That's my front room office. You see that?
Yeah.
Like I have my stuff all over the front room. My husband's just like, yeah, okay, whatever.
I can't get the internet doesn't do well in my living room, so I'm down in the basement always. But it's nice and bright here, so that's where I work from. Pretty good. Well, it was nice being on here, Sally.
Thank you, Sally, for having us.
Thank you for hopping on. I'm glad that it turned out. I didn't know.
Yes.
I hate that Summer didn't get on. I really wanted to hear what she had to say about tag tribes.
Yeah,
I've
but
been in there, but I'm not real active in there. So I just
me too. Like I need to come out of some groups, but pop into the ones that, I don't know, the ones that attract me, that keeps me there. I have my own group. It's pretty tiny, and I don't really promote it because I've been hesitant, because I think I want to change it over. It's called Heartfelt Mentor Circle. And people are not really active in there. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to hold on to it. I think I want to change and move and make things a little different. So,
yeah.
Well, we can probably talk about that. I just made an announcement in my group that I'm changing the format once I come back from South Africa. So yeah, definitely. Yeah. Anyway, I've enjoyed this, ladies. Thank you so very much.
Same here.
And I will look forward to interacting with you all very soon.
Bye, Sally. Bye, Tiffany.
I'm going to go eat. And thanks for telling me I need to eat, Reverend Jenkins. I will see you in my group, I'm sure, soon. We'll have to get on here and blab together, okay? All right. I want to talk to you. Yeah, it'd be fun. Okay. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.